will be scratched. And this will affect the first 2 games straight away. And the early daily double. So in game 1, it will be Laborde playing in post number 2. And in game 2, it will be Oyonard in post 1. So tonight, number 14, Oyardee, out of action. So the new substitute, as the substitutes have not been tabbed yet, so we just wanted to give you a heads up on it. Just for the first couple of games, as soon as we get all the details nailed down, because this is a late scratch. So if you have your program, you can go through it, and we'll go through it in a few minutes. And just scratch Oyardee number 14, and whoever is the sub, either in singles or in the doubles games, bring up the backcourt sub. And we'll have all the details here shortly, but that'll affect game 1, game 2, game 4, game 3, here's the sub, but game 5, game 7, and that's all. So let me double check on game 9 again. Yeah. So we'll have all the details for you, but do in the next couple of minutes, but do scratch number 14, Oyardee. From the daily double games, 1 and 2, scratch Oyardee and Laborde. We'll play post 2, and post 1 will be Oyonard. Back with you in a moment, or 2 or 3. And again, good evening, everyone. And again, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Casino at Dania Beach for tonight's 9 games of the world's fastest game. Again, we'll call your attention to the scratch in game number 1, scratch number 14, Oyard. Same with game 2. So in game 1, it's Laborde in post 2. In game 2, it is Oyenard in post number 1. In game 4, scratch Oyard from post 3 and put in number 17, Canpendegi. Canpendegi, the backcourt sub for the 4th game. Excuse me, he is subbing for Oyard, but he's not the official substitute now. In game 5, post 6, scratch Oyard, and number 42, Eki, will play. So Eki in game 5 and post number 6. Nothing to change in the 6th game. In game number 7, scratch Oyard from post 8, and Delpeche will play. So it will be Garcia and Delpeche in game 7 and post number 8. No change in game 8, and no change in game 9. So scratch number 14, Oyard, from his scheduled games today. This broadcast is brought to you by Better Care of Broward Medical Center. They speak English, Spanish, and French, accept all insurance, and welcome walk-ins. Visit their primary and family practice at 599 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. Better Care of Broward is your local choice for all your medical needs. Tonight's uniforms are proudly sponsored by IGT and Every, together built to win. Our Champions Corner sponsor is Dolphin Jewelers. Treat yourself or someone special with jewelry from Dolphin Jewelers down the street at 52 North Federal Highway in Dania Beach. That's where they buy, sell, repair, and trade all types of jewelry, even custom designs. Mention Highlight for an extra special discount at Dolphin Jewelers. Media coverage, that's powered by TPI, driven to connect. And in Connecticut, big news, you can place your Highlight wagers at mywinners.com, all right, on their app. That's right, the #1 betting outlet in the state of Connecticut now has in the App Store for iOS a mobile app. Or you can place your bets on your desktop, laptop, or otherwise at app.mywinners.com. Again, make sure you scratch Oyard from his scheduled performances tonight. Win, play, show, Quinella, exacta trifecta betting on all games. Game 1, the early daily double. Game 8, the late daily double. Game 3, the first pick 3. Game 7 is the second. And Game 6 is the pick 4. As you see up on the crawl, we have flopped the dates around for the Dania Beach Invitational Final. The championship partido, 21 points with Johan and Gorka versus Tombor and Argoitia, will be Thursday night. And Friday night will be the 3rd place game. So it's going to be the championship on Thursday. And then Garcia and Atine, Vicente, and Oyard will meet 15 points in that one for 3rd place. We also have Biscayne Cup details, and we'll get to that a little bit later on tonight, but we'll have the schedule for you. We have a lot of highlight for the rest of the season. There's the schedule if you take a look at it. Super Singles on Sunday and Monday at 1 o'clock. We are here Monday, the 16th. A week from today, we'll have the 1 o'clock matinee. Then please note, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, the night we're playing Biscayne Cup games, in addition to Highlight, Quinella Highlight, 6 p.m. start times, 6 p.m. Saturday is 7 p.m. and 1 o'clock. And then Sunday, February 22nd, will be all singles, as it will be on Sunday and Monday, the 15th and 16th. Also, you notice Wednesday is in there for the first time this season. That's only going to be Biscayne Cup games. That's all. There will not be any Quinella games, but I say that's all. That's plenty of highlight right there. More Biscayne Cup games, partidos only that night on Wednesday, February 18th. This is your last call for game number 1. And a reminder of the changes in the daily double. Number 14, Oyardee out of action tonight. Laborde would be playing in post 2 in this first game. And in game 2, post 1, it'll be Oyonard in game 2, post 1. Last call for betting on game number 1 in the early daily double. And again, a pleasant good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us here at Dania Beach Jai Alai inside the casino at Dania Beach for our 9-game performance. Before we have that first point of the night, we do ask those who are able to please rise and remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem. Game 1 is singles, spectacular 7 scoring. Vicente serving and receiving, replacing Oyardee as number 64, Laborde in post number 2. This is 7 points, spectacular 7 scoring, meaning all points will be doubling after the first round. There's the serve, and this game is underway. One is on the board first. Here's Ahmed's in post 3, the white shirt. A note for you if you need to know, Argoitia is the official substitute for this first game, number 26, Argoitia. Another point for the one. Coming out of the court now, the green shirt, it's a time. He's in post 4. Beautiful 2-ball to the bote. That's a point for the one. Johan takes the court in the 5 post. Right down the inside. 1-1. Now Oyenard in the goal to post 6. That's a fine throw by Oyenard, point to 6. Now Chanika, post number 7. Bounce twice, point to 6. Completing the first round, it's Javier, post 8. That goes out onto the wood, point of the 8. Now the double point round starts. Here's Laborde in post 2. That serve missed the mark, point to 2. Ahmet's in post 3. Two more for two. A tying post 4. And a tying off the serve, catches and throws a winner, point to 4. Here's Johan, post 5. Same thing happened to a tie. This time Johan does it, point to 5. Here's Vicente at the 1. Out, point to 5. Janika, post 7. Spectacular catch by Johan at line 7. Almost a julep. 2-wall to bote effort. It's a good shot, but Johan's all over it. The 2-wall is a winner, point to 5. Possible game point for Johan at post 5. Here's Oyenard, post 6. Double point and game to Johan in post number 5. For place and show, 2 serves the 1. Oh my, that's a wonderful catch. He couldn't quite hang on to it though. It was juggled. The point goes to 1 and 2 is third. Winner of game 1 was Johan in post 5. Vicente second, post 1. Laborde third in post number 2. 5-1 exacta, $29.60. The Quinella 1-5 for $12 and a 5-1-2 $2 try, $128.40. First half of the early daily double is a 5. Game 2 has a scratch in post 1. Scratch Oyard. His place will be taken by Oyonard. Oyonard, number 96, playing this game in post number 1, and number 88, Garcia. Garcia is the official substitute. 5 minutes post until game 2. Game 2, last call, and a reminder that Oyonard is playing in post 1 in this game, replacing Oyardi, who is out tonight. Second game singles, spectacular 7 scoring. It'll be Oyonard subbing for Oyardee, serving in post 1 to Eki, who receives in post number 2. All points doubling after the first round of play in this spectacular 7 game. Oyonard serves, the game is on. And a fine throw. One gets the first point. Here's Del Rio in post 3. Del Rio Tejada, point 3. Now the board, post 4, green shirt. The board with the catch. Able to pass his opponent. Del Rio Rebote is going to come up short, point to 4. This is a tie in black shirt, post 5. And a tying off the serve throws a winner, point 5. Now Ken Pandegi in the gold, post 6. And Ken Pandegi with a winning left side, point to 6. Now Javier, post 7. And a point to 7. Now completing round 1, Donnell, post 8 in the purple. Two all. Donnell scores for the 8. Now all the points are double. Here's Eki in post 2. And every player has at least 1 point. Eki will serve to Oyenard at post 1. Point of the 1. Del Rio in the 3 post. Great throw there by Oyenard, point of the 1. Possible game point for Oyenard in the 1 post. Here's Laporte, post 4. 1 has possible game point. It'll be double pointing game to the 1. Coming in second, the 2. And the remaining players on the board will pair off for the playoff for show. 5 serve 6, then 7 versus 8, 3 versus 4, and the winners will continue till we get show position nailed down. Point 6. 7 serving 8. And 7 scores and the shot from Javier. Now 3 will serve the 4. Rio scoops. Point 3. Playoff continues. Now we'll be 6 versus 7, and 3 awaits the winner. Point 7, now possible show point for Javier. Here's Del Rio in post 3. 7 with a possible show point. Stayed in. 7 gets the show. Oyonard captures game number 2 in post 1. Eki second post 2, and Javier third in the 7 post. Exacto 1-2, 46.80. Quinella 1-2, 23.20. 127, $2 trifecta, 271.60. And a 5-1 daily double, 44.40. Game number 3 coming up, and the only change you have to make for this game would be the official sub position of the backcourt. That'll be Gorka. Gorka's the sub for game 3, but since this is a pick 3 starting game, we do have other changes affecting the pick 3. In post 3, scratch Oyard in game 4. That's game 4, post 3. Scratch Oyard and put in number 17, Ken Pendeghi. And the game 4 backcourt sub is Donnell. And in game 5, scratch Oyard and put in number 42, Eki. And the game 5 singles substitute is 57, Tambor. 6 minutes to post for game number 3. So as we mentioned earlier, but it's worth mentioning more than once tonight, we had to make a change in the format for the finale for the Dania Beach Invitational. Not the format, but the dates. So the Dania Beach Invitational, the championship match and the third place match have swapped dates. So the championship 21-point partita will be Thursday night. Johan and Gorka against Tambor and Orgoitia. At stake there is not only the title, but a berth in the the Biscayne Cup, which is the following week, and we'll have that schedule in a minute. Then on February 13th, it will be the third place match, Garcia and Atine against Vicente and Oyard. So please note the championship for the Dania Beach Invitational is now Thursday night. As for the Biscayne Cup week, that starts on Sunday with a singles-only platform. In fact, we're also here on President's Day, Monday the 16th, and both performances starting at 1 will feature singles only, super singles. 5 Superfecta games out of the 9 in both performances. So 1 o'clock on Sunday as normal, and we're adding Monday, February 16th at 1. Then the doubleheader a week from today is the beginning of the Biscayne Cup. We'll have our usual matinee as we did today at 1 o'clock. Note at 6 o'clock, the next performance will start. The first 9 games will be just like the 9 games you're going to see tonight, Quinella games. The Biscayne Cup is a partido, win betting only, and the Biscayne Cup starts with a couple of matches on Tuesday night. Then Wednesday night, the first but not the last, Wednesday will be open this season, 6 o'clock, only Biscayne Cup games. So again, there will be betting, but it's only win betting. And we'll have 4 games of Biscayne Cup, maybe even some tiebreakers. These are 15-point partidos. Thursday, the 19th, 9 Quinella games, and then more Biscayne Cup, again 6 o'clock. Friday, February 20th, 6 o'clock, same format as Thursday. Saturday will be our doubleheader, 1 o'clock, and then back to 7 o'clock on Saturday night, the 21st, with the finale of the Biscayne Cup. And then we'll have Super Singles again on February 22nd. So that's all Biscayne Cup schedule. Hope you can make a lot of these events. If you can't be here for a night, you can always catch it live on our YouTube channel, Dania Beach Highline. We're down to the last call for betting on Game 3. Last call. This is Game 3, Spectacular 9, and the Pick 3 and Superfecta all rolled up into one. Javier and Donnell in post number 1, Servini Garcia and Atine in post number 2. This starts the Pick 3, and this is a 9-point game with points doubling after the first round. And the game is on. Way to 1. It's Tambor with Del Pesh, post number 3. And David Amante is going to be a winner for Tambor, point to 3. Vicente Campendegui, post 4. Out of play. Point to 3. Wearing the black, it's Lebois and Oyonard. They're post 5. Five grabs the point. Janika and Laborde in the gold, post 6. Nice dig by Chanika, but Lebois moves in. Just a little left side dropper, point to 5. Here's a Metson Del Rio, post number 7 in the brown. Out of the back wall, that's Oyonard. Still going on the save by Del Rio. Lebois decides to try Cortada, but Ametz was waiting. Del Rio. Tough dig by Ametz, and it's going to go to the backcourt. 5 winds up with a point. Post 8, Johan and Ecke conclude round 1. Winning carom by Johan, point two, the 8. The double point round beginning with a 2, Garcia, and a time. Nice grab by Atine. Again. Atine with another terrific grab. Eki plays well in the backcourt. Point two. Javier and Donnell back in the 1. Went to 1 on the overserve. Now the forward. That's Vicente with Ken Pendeghi. Got there in time. Returned by Javier, nearly perfect, and it's going to score for the 1. Now Tambor and Del Pesh in post 3. And with that, the 1 has 7 points and possible game point. 1 serving 6, Janika and Laborde. Javier with a terrific catch. Drives the right side, but the board got there easily. Donnell, hard catch by the shoes. Janika with some low heat, but Donnell's equal. Scramble drill. It's in play. Javier had to work hard for that. From the wood, crosses the sidewall right to Laborde's basket. Donnell called for it, got it. And that'll be double point end game to the 1. Coming in second, the 5. 2 and 3 to meet for third and fourth. Point to 3, they are third, 2 takes fourth. Javier and Donnell grab game 3 in post 1. 5 was second, Lebois and Oyonard. 3 third, Tombor and Delpeche. 2 fourth, Garcia and Atine. $1.5 exacto, $184.40. Quinella 1.5, $43.20. $2 153 trifecta, $400.80. 1532 for the dollar super, $692.50. 10 cents, $69.25. First number in the pick 3 tonight is a 1. Now we have another pick 3 later, by the way, with game 7. Game 4 is next. And in post 3 in game 4, we do have a scratch. Take out number 14, Oyardee, and put in number 17, Canpendegi. The new team will be Vicente and Canpendegi in post number 3 in the 4th game with number 21, Donnell, the official backcourt sub. You got 5 minutes till game number 4. Our broadcast is brought to you by Better Care of Broward Medical Center, where they speak English, Spanish, and French, accept all insurance, and welcome walk-ins. Visit their primary and family practice at 599 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. Better Care of Broward is your local choice for all your medical needs. Tonight's uniforms are proudly sponsored by IGT and Every, together built to win. Our Champions Corner sponsor, Dolphin Jewelers. Treat yourself or someone special with jewelry from Dolphin Jewelers, right down the street at 52 North Federal Highway in Dania Beach. They buy, sell, repair, and trade all types of jewelry, even custom designs. Mention High Life for an extra special discount at Dolphin Jewelers. Our media coverage is powered by TPI, driven to connect. And in Connecticut, biggest news in that state's history, arguably. Place your highlight wagers at mywinners.com and now do it on the mobile app, on the App Store for iOS. MyWinners.com mobile app is, after all, the #1 betting outlet in the state of Connecticut. And you can also place bets at app.mywinners.com. MyWinners.com is where Connecticut bets on High Life. Last call for betting on Game 4. A reminder that in post number 3, Oyard is out of action. Number 17, Ken Pendeggi moves into post 3, and Donnell is the new backcourt sub. All right, time for Game 4, spectacular 7 doubles with Tom Boranecki serving in the red of post 1, Javier on the board receiving in the blue of post number 2. All points will double after the opening round. This is a spectacular 7 game. This game is underway. Wait 2. Vicente with Ken Pendeggi, post number 3. Point to 3. Garcia, Huguenard, post 4. Two walls on the Derbote, going to be caught on the wood by Garcia. He blasts a return for the victory for the 4. Here's post 5 of Metz and Del Rio. Scooped up by Del Rio on the reverse. And scooped up on the right side. Point to 5. In the goal to post 6, it's Johan with Arguitia. Remate by Johan, point to 6. Now the 7, Libois with Gorka. Point 6. Now the 8, Aran and Delpeche, concluding round 1. Over serve, score that for the 8. The double point round is post 1, Tom Boranecki to start it. That's an underserve, point to 1. Now Javier with Laborde, they're back in post 2. went behind him. Point to one. Vicente and Ken Pandegi, post 3. One scores, gives them 6 and possible game point. Here's post 4, Garcia and Oyenard. Possible game point for post number 1. Tricky catch by Eki. Oyenard with the Bote Carrito catch. And that will fall short. Point to 4. Here's the 5 team, Mets with Del Rio. Great save by Garcia. Way out of play, point to 4. Possible game point for Garcia and Oyenard in post 4. Here's Lebois with Gorka in the 7. 4 has a possible game point. That was tipped, point to 7. Back in post number 6, it's Johan and Arguetia. Great grab there by Gorka in the corner. That's a great one there again by Gorka. Over the top of the right side. And a winner, point to 7. 7 serving the 8, Auron and Delpeche. Win to 7. 6 points, possible game point for Lebois and Gorka in the 7 post. Here's post number 2, Javier and Laborde, 7 with possible game point. To the inside, Gorka running over, he'll make the catch before the second bounce. Unloads on the left side. Javier with Lebois covering the backcourt. Great shot from Javier, but a better catch. Gorka looking for the big bounce, and it's going to be intercepted by Laborde. Point 2. Now the 3 team, Vicente and Ken Pendeghi. Point to 2, and that gets us to game point. Post 1 returns to the floor, Tambour and Eki. The winner of this point will win the game, and any playoffs we have after this point, we have to wait to see who wins it. 2 serving 1. This is game point. Taken off the sidewall by Javier. Javier again, catch around the ankles. Eki bote pronto. Tambour to the floor. Point end game to the 1. Post 7 finishes second, and 4 will play 2 for show. Point 2 on the overserve. Game 4 won by Tambor and Eki in the 1 post, with Libon Gorka second at post 7, third at post 2, Javier and Labourde. The official results have a 1-7 exactor for 69.60, 1-7 Quinella 31.60, 1-7-2 $2 try 783.20. And the second number in the early pick 3 is a 1. Game 5 is singles, spectacular 7 scoring, and there is a change in this game. In post number 6, scratch Oyard and put in number 42, Eki. Eki in game 5. In post number 6, Tambor is the game 5 sub. 5 minutes post to game 5. Game 5, last call, and a reminder that in this game, Eki is covering post 6 for Oyard, who is scratched tonight. It's Eki in post 6. Also, don't forget, next time we see each other on Thursday, it'll be championship night. The Dania Beach Invitational Championship 21-point partido between Johan and Gorka and Tambor and Argoitia will be Thursday night following game number 9. And then Friday night will be the third place battle, Garcia and Atine versus Vicente and Oyard. So Thursday for the title, Johan Gorka, Tambor Argoitia, 21 points. It's going to take to win. Game 5 is singles, spectacular 7 scoring. Johan starts by serving in post number 1 with Ken Pendeghi receiving in blue of post 2. All points will double after round 1. Singles is underway. Stays in, point to 1. Point will go up in a moment. Here's Donnell, post 3. Point to 3, that's 1 point for the 1 and 1 for the 3. Here's Janika, post 4. And point to 4. Now here's a wrong, post number 5. So again, the scoreboard being worked on, it kind of froze. So we have 4 with the point, serving 5 is 0. Raw from the 5 line takes the right side. That's a good position to put it in. Point to 5. Here's Ecke, post 6. Out of play, point to 5. A tie, post number 7. Nicely placed by a time, point to 7. Now Lebois concluding round 1 and post 8 purple. That's a point for the 8. Now the double play round commencing with Ken Pendeggi in post 2. Point to 8. The 1 is Johan. That throw is too much. Point to 1. Post 3 is Donnell. Beautiful remote there for Johan, point to the 1. Johan has possible game point in post 1. Here's Shanika, post 4. Possible game point for the 1. Outside placement, that's a smart shot. Johan gets there. And a beautiful grab there by Chanika. Chanika with a rebote from the ground. 2 walls. Johan played that angle beautifully. Drops Tejada. Point to the 1 for the game. 8-second, 5/3. Johan wins game 5 at the 1 post. Here's Lebois finishing second in post 8, and here's Aral in post 5 finishing third. 1-8 exacta, $27. 1-8 Quinella, $17.40. 1-8-5 trifecta for $2, $139.60. And all candlesticks for your $2 pick 3, $138. Game 6 is the start of the pick 4. It's a spectacular 9 doubles game. And we do have scratches involving the pick 4, not in game 6. However, in game number 7, scratch Oyard and put in Delpeche in post 8. Game 7, post 8 will be Delpeche. So it's Garcia and Delpeche in the 8 post in game 7. And Ken Pendeghi is the backcourt sub. And that is the only other change you have to make. That's it. So just take Oyard out of game 7 and you're all set for the pick 4 and for the coming pick 3 when game 7 arrives. Right now, though, we have 6 minutes post until game number 6, the start of the pick 4, and this being a 9-point game, but we have a superfecta. Hey everybody, on YouTube, hello, it's Dave, and just wanted to remind everybody about, if you haven't already heard, and heck, even if you have, the schedule change for the Dania Beach Invitational, the whole situation with Johan and his trip to Spain and his successes over there and his need to be over there by Sunday, but it's going to work out that we moved it to accommodate everybody to Thursday night, Johan and Gorka versus Tombor and Argoitia. And at stake, besides the title, of course, as you know, is a berth in the Biscayne Cup. So we wanted to get that solved before Johan has to go for a few days. So that's what we'll do Thursday. That's the 21-point game following Game 9. Friday is going to be the third-place game. That's Vicente and Oyard versus Garcia and Atine. I don't know if Oyard is seriously hurt or if it's just a minor thing that I really don't know. I didn't know about him scratching till shortly before this performance. So we'll keep an optimistic tilt on that and assume that Oyard will be able to play on Friday. Then the Biscayne Cup begins. Might as well do that schedule while we have a moment, because the week starts on Sunday with 1 o'clock singles. Only singles. The same thing for President's Day. Matinee, 1 o'clock, only singles. This gives some players a chance to have a day off mingled in there because we're pretty much going straight through the end of the season, I think, with only one day off. On February 17th, we have the matinee at 1, then 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock, we start with our regular 9 games, and then Biscayne Cup. Wednesday is only Biscayne Cup at 6, and I hope you really, really want you to tune into that wherever you may be because we're going to have Biscayne Cup games only at 6. And betting on that will only be, of course, win betting. Thursday, regular 9-game performance, Biscayne Cup the rest of the way, starting at 6. It's exact same thing Friday. Saturday, the 21st, will be the finals at night. We'll have a regular old 9-game matinee on the 21st. Then at 7 o'clock, we go back to 7 on Saturday, 9 games, and then 10 and 11, and maybe a tiebreaker, will be Biscayne Cup. All the Biscayne Cup partidos are played to 15. And then February 22nd, singles, and then February 23rd, we'll crawl into a hole and sleep for a day. So that's the Biscayne Cup schedule. You're caught up, hopefully, on the Dania Beach Invitational. So I can't respond in the chat. So if you have any questions, maybe you throw them out there in case Benny sees them. But just wanted to get you caught up. Hope everyone's doing well. And we're at last call. Got to go. Last call for betting on game number 6. No scratches in this game. Our 6th game is spectacular 9 doubles with Ahmet and Argoitia serving in post 1 and Aran and Delpeche receiving in post number 2. This game starts the pick 4, features the superfecta, and is played to 9 points with points doubling after the first round. This game is underway. And that rainmaker is a point for the 1. Here's Garcia with Ken Pendeghi, post 3. Inside placement, and Argoitia races down to make the catch at a tricky left side, point to one. In the green, the 4 is Libois Decky. Decky handled the high bounce. And Argoitia shoots 2 walls, point to the 1. Now post 5, Javier with Gorka. Remate. And that ball was off the screen, point to 5. Ball hit the screen first. Tabor and Del Rio, post 6 in the yellow. Tremendous catch by Javier. Del Rio, hard catch in the backcourt. Gorka will punish the left side. Point to 5. Vicente with Laborde to post number 7. That was a catch by Javier. And Laborde's right there, steady. Javier Karam, point to 5. Here's Janika with Oyenard in the 8 post, ending round 1. 8 gets the point on the overserve. Here's post number 2, Aran and Delpeche. The points are doubled. Again, the target score here is 9. Point of the 8. This is Garcia with Ken Pendeghi in post 3. Great dig by Garcia to keep the point going. Point to the 8. 8 serving to post number 4, Lee Bob with Eki. Eki, tough grab at the back wall. And a point to the 8. 7 points and possible game point for Chanika and Oyonard in post 8. Here is Amensa Nargoitia in the 1 post. Possible game point for the 8. That is out of play. Playoff continues. One second, 5/3. Now the playoff for the quad. Ends with 6 serving 7, playing to 4. Point to 6. Possible quad point for the 6. Here's the 2, Aron Delpeche. Point and quad, post 6. Game 6 won by Chanika and Oyonnax to the 8 with Ahmetz and Argoitia second in the 1. The 5 was third. Javier and Gorka. And post 6 finished fourth. Tambor and Del Rio. The official results has an 8-1 Exacta returning 40-20, a 1-8 Quinella 57-60, an 8-1-5 $2 trifecta $267, and the Super 8-1-5-6 returning 654.10 for a dime 65.41. Game 7 is the final scratch of the evening. It's a spectacular 7 doubles game that starts the pick 3, and in this game in post number 8, scratch Oyard from the backcourt and put in Delpeche. It'll be Garcia and Delpeche in post 8. Ken Pendeghi is the new Game 7 substitute. Just another reminder for you that Thursday night will be the finale, the championship, not the end, not the last game, but it will be the championship of the Dania Beach Invitational. Thursday, following game number 9, Johan and Gorka will take on Tambor and Argoitia. Then Friday will be the third place game, Garcia and Atine against Vicente and Oyard. Make note of that. The championship has been moved to Thursday the 12th, with the third place game now the 13th. Your last call for betting on game number 7. And in this game, don't forget to take Oyard out of the backcourt at post 8 and put in Delpeche. Garcia Delpeche in the 8 post in game number 7. Final minute for betting on game 7 and the late pick 3. This is our 7th game, spectacular 7 scoring. Shanika and Atine serving in the red, post number 1. Vicente and Del Rio, blue, post 2, will receive. Game 7 starts the pick 3. Game is on. And the first point goes to post number 1. They'll now serve to the 3, Javier and Necki. Catch there by Eki. And that ball is bobbled, point to 1. Post 4, Laurent and Gorka. At the back wall, a tie with a difficult catch. Another point for the 1. That'll bring out the 5 team, Tambor and Argoitia. Argoitia battling the wall and could not make the clean catch, point to 1. Lebois and Donnell post 6 in the gold. One scores. Post 7, Johan Beloyenard. Seven grabs the point. Now post number 8, Garcia and Delpeche concluding round 1. High bounce and Delpeche smothered it. Johan faked the 2-wall, goes inside for the win on that point to the 7. Now post number 2 begins the double points round. Vicente with Del Rio, 2 on the court to receive. Point to the 2. Here's post 3, Javier Hideki. Point two. Laurent and Gorka in the four post. That throw is out of bounds. Point to four. The 5 team, Tambor and Arguitia. A ripping 2-all by Arguitia, point to 5. Here comes the 6, Libois and Donnell. Tambor to the floor. Donnell with an outstanding catch on the Bote Corrido. And Donnell right by the player's cage, tries to carry him from way back. What a grab there by Tambor. Libois comes up with the cortada. Point to 6. Returning with possible game point, Chanika and Atine on the 1 post. 1 has the possible game point. 6 will serve. Big save by Libois, up close. Chanika and Libois up quickly to make that catch. Scooped up by Donnell, comes over the top of the right side. And Atine keeps the point alive. Double point end game to the 1. Coming in second, post 2. Now a 4-way elimination show playoff. 7 serving 4, 5 serving 6. Winners meet for the show point. Point to 4. 5 serve 6. Tambor, 2 wall, point 5. Show point 4 will serve 5. Point to the 5 for show. Chanica and Atine capture the 7th game in post number 1. Vicente and Del Rio second in the 2 post, and the 5 is third. Tambor and Arguetia. One-two exacta, 36.40. 1-2 Quinella, 31.60. 1-2-5 $2 try, 185.80. And the first number in the pick 3, it's a 1. Game 8 is our final doubles game of the night. And no scratch to report in game number 8 or game number 9. Game 8 starts the late daily double. You got 5 minutes post till game number 8. Game 8, last call. Last call for the late daily double in Game 8. This is game number 8, Spectacular 7 doubles, and the start of the late daily double. You'll have Aurora Ken Pandegi in post number 1, serving to Chanika and Arguetia in post 2. All points will double after round 1. Serve starts game number 8. And 2 is on the board first. Johan with Oyonard, post 3. Arguetia fires a 2-all. Johann's on top of it. Cortada and Arguetia with a tricky catch. Taken off the wall by Oyonard. Arguetia, tough grab in the corner. Arguetia with a fine grab on the reverse, throws it deep. Oyonard in position. Oyonard. Two walls, too low. Point to 3. The 14, Lebois and Del Rio. Point up for the 3. Here's the 5 team, Garcia with Donnell in the backcourt. Over, point 5. Gold shirts in post 6, Vicente and Corca. We're still playing. Corca alertly on the ball for the 6 team and Donnell as well on the 5. That ball is out of bounds. You heard it hit the metal, point to 6. Tombor and Delpeche post 7. Difficult catch by Tombor. Running over to grab that Cortada, Vicente. Tombor 2-wall, Rebote. It's going to be caught on the wood by Vicente. Difficult shot, but Delpeche smoothly handles it. Into 7. Now the 8 team, a Mets and a time. They conclude round 1. We're now for the Vitabote, Tyne moving in. That'll be a tough one. He saves it. Cortada for a Mets, called for and caught by Delpeche. Point 8. Double points for the rest of the game. Here's the one, a wrong with Ken Pendeghi. Point 8. Chanika and Argoitia in the 2 post. Underserve, point 2. Now the 4 team, it'll be Libois and Del Rio. Costado and in position was Argoitia. It's too high, point 2. 5 points, possible game point for Chanika and Argoitia in post 2. Here's the 3, Johan and Oyenard. Possible game point for post number 2. And that point is killed by Johan, point to 3. Here's the 5, Garcia with Donnell. Big right side by Oyenard, point to 3. 6 points, possible game point for Johan with Oyenard in the 3 post. Here's post 6, Vicente and Gorka. Possible game point for the 3. Tata Vicente, and charging in is Oyenard. Johan takes the inside route. It's going to be an easy catch for Vicente. Going to throw it high off the back wall. Oyenard returns big right side of the bote. Vicente will have to go down to get this. Johan from in close. 2 wall, too good. Double point end game. Post number 3, 2 second, 8 third. Johan and Oyenard, the winners of Game 8 and Post 3. Chanika and Argoitia, second, Post 2. Ametsa tied third in the 8 post. The official results have a 3-2 exacta for $22.20. The Quinellas 2-3, $10.60. And a 3-2-8 $2 trifecta, $124.40. In the late daily double, the number is 3 for the first number of 2, which is the second number in the pick 3 and the third number in the pick 4. We wrap it up with Game 9 singles, spectacular 9 scoring. Superfecta is alive in game number 9, no scratches in the 9th game. Post time in 5. Last call for game number 9. Last call. Reminder, we're off tomorrow, but Thursday night, 9 games, and then game 10, the championship match, the Dania Beach Invitational. We moved it to Thursday night. Don't miss that, and don't miss the third place game either, for that matter. That'll be Friday night after game number 9. Game 9, singles, spectacular 9 scoring. Garcia in the red, post 1, he's serving to Gorka, who's got blue in post number 2. All points doubling after round 1, and the winning score here is going to take 9 points. There's the serve. The game is on. One scores the first point. Argoitia is in post number 3. A snappy carom by Argoitia, point to 3. Amet's in post 4 green. Another Argoitia carom off of a good catch, point to 3. Here's Del Pesce in the 5 post. Good touch by Argoitia. Another point for post 3. Here is a wrong at post 6. Point 6. Donnell in post 7. Point 7. Here's Tombor in the 8 post, completing round 1. Underserve, point to the 8. The double point round beginning with Tambor serving Gorka in post 2. This is a 9-point game. And Gorka gets the double point in post 2, serving 1 now, Garcia. Great dig there by Gorka. Point to 1. Amet's in the 4 post. That's an underserve, point to 4. Now Delpeche, post 5. That's a fine shot by Amet's, point to 4. For serving 3, Argoitia. Point 3. Raw, post 6. Argoitia, coming off of the right side catch, drives a good ball deep, and Rahm will bring it back into play. Argoitia looking for the chick-chack, and that'll do. Point to 3. Possible game point for Argoitia in post number 3. Here is the 7, Donnell, 3 with a possible game point. That's an overserve, point to 7. Now the 8, Tambor. That goes out, point to the 8. Now Gorka in the 2 post. And Gorka covering a lot of ground there. Tombor playing deep. Lee. At the apex, the catch made by Gorka, fires a strong right side. Tombor hangs in. And a terrific catch there by Tombor at the 7 line. This ball will come out for Rabote. Little brush of 2 walls. Tombor was waiting. Gorka flings it right down the wall. Inside, beauty, point 2. Now Garcia back in post 1. One to 1. Delpeche in the 5 post. And 5 gets on the board. Here's Ahmets in post number 4. Went to 4. Now Ahmets serving to the 6, a wrong. And the Tejada's the shot there, point to 4. This is game point. The winner of this point is going to win the game. The loser of the point will finish second. 4 serving 3, Ahmets serving to Argoitia. This is game point. Ahmets sweeps the right side, comes out. Dig by Argoitia, and it's by him. Point that game to the 3, 4 second, 1 third, 2 fourth. Final game tonight won by Arguetia in post 3 with a Met second in post 4, Garcia third in post 1, Gorka fourth in the 2 post. Three-four exacta, $222. The Quinella is $58.40 for the 3-4. Trifecta, $205.80. Superfecta, $388. The 3-3 daily double, $22.60. 8-1-3-3 in the pick 4, 3 of 4, $10.90. So for Thursday night, the carry forwards, just about $92. And in the pick 3, 1-3-3, 103.60. And on Thursday again, the championship for the Dania Beach Invitational will be held. Johanna Gorka taking on Tombor and Arguetia. That's going to be Thursday in a 21-point affair. Friday, it'll be Garcia and Atine versus Vicente and Oyard. Our broadcast tonight is brought to you by Better Care of Broward Medical Center, where they speak English, Spanish, French, and accept all insurance, and walk-ins are welcome. Visit their primary and family practice at 599 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. Better Care of Broward is your local choice for all your medical needs. Tonight's uniform is proudly sponsored by IGT and Every, together built to win. Champions Corner sponsor, Dolphin Jewelers. Just about that time, man. Valentine's Day. Treat someone special with jewelry from Dolphin Jewelers right down the road at 52 North Federal Highway in Dania Beach, where they buy, sell, repair, and trade all types of jewelry, even the custom designs. Mention High Life for an extra special discount at Dolphin Jewelers. Our media coverage powered by TPI, driven to connect. Bulletin in Connecticut. Place the highlight wagers at mywinners.com, the #1 betting outlet in Connecticut. And now can be done on the mobile app in the App Store for iOS, or place the bets on other devices at app.mywinners.com. That's all for tonight. We're off tomorrow. Don't forget about Thursday night, big night. Johanna Gorka taking on Tombor and Arguetia to win the Dania Beach Invitational and lock down a spot in the Biscayne Cup the following week. We'll see you then. Thank you all so much for being here, for watching on YouTube. On behalf of all of us at the casino at Dania Beach and Dania Beach High Life, Dave Lamont saying so long from the Sunshine State. See you Thursday.